It's time for the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Powerful and liberating business strategies you can start in 5 minutes or less. Now, here's your host, Dean Soto.
Hey, this is Dean Soto, founder of FreedomIn5Minutes.com and Prosulum.com, Prosulum.com. And today we're here with another Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Today's topic is this: getting better results by doing things differently than everyone else. That and more coming up. Oh, well. We are back with another episode. This is absolutely fantastic, wonderful. I'm out on a walk with Luna. Tomorrow, I'm going to be traveling to WeWork in Southern California, giving some talks there. So that'll be fun. And it's going to be a glorious, wonderful, amazing episode today. So for a long time, my wife has been the driver for change in our eating habits. It's interesting because I've been the driver for leading us into the entrepreneur journey, leading us into the homeschooling journey, leading us into the having many kids. But for a long time, I was very resistant, mainly because I like my Taco Bell and my McDonald's and so on. I was really resistant to changing our eating habits. It's been a while since we've made the change to eating much more healthy and actually eating real food. I'm gonna get into that in a little bit later. But it's interesting because I had such an aversion to eating in a much more healthy way. And this wasn't just with me. There is somebody in our family, in our extended family, I'm not going to name any names, but they are very near and dear to us, who was not on board with natural remedies for sicknesses, eating healthy, all of that other jazz. And it's interesting because this person, I would expect it to be, but they grew up in a, just got spider webbed. Tarantulas are coming out now, so that should be interesting. Anyway, so it was interesting because, but they lived in a generation where doctors were very trusted, right? You trusted your experts. It's funny because it was an anti-authoritarian generation of the 60s and 70s that, for whatever reason, now trust all of the authorities. I've never understood why that is, but it just is. It's such a weird thing. But anyway, all that being said, it was this anti-authority generation that now loves authority. And so this person had some medical issues going on, high cholesterol, very, very high blood pressure, all these things that were going to possibly lead to some really bad stuff. So they went to the doctor, and the doctor prescribed them pills, right? Doctors, and there's nothing wrong with doctors at all. I'm not against doctors, right? I'm not against doctors. What I am against is the blind, hey, take this pill for this, take this pill for that, take this pill for this. You have this symptom? Okay, take that pill for that. Just kind of the blind throwing of big pharma and, where the doctors are just, hawking these pills because it's kind of the latest and greatest thing, all right? Now, I'm not going to get into any type of political discussion or anything like that, but I just found this interesting because, so the doctor did that exact same thing, right? The doctor went and did the whole, hey, okay, you have all of this stuff. Okay, here's these pills. Well, she was supposed to take these pills, I want to say, for a couple of months before they got a checkup. She went back and got a checkup. And when I just totally lost my train of thought. I was looking at an anthill. Anyway, you get to lose your train of thought too. That's the way how this works. If I lose my train of thought, you lose it too. All right. So anyway, she's taking these pills. It's going good. It's going well, and then so on and so forth. And it's not making her feel very good. It's making her feel kind of crappy. And so my wife's like, well, you should take this for this, and you should take this for this, and you should take all of these natural remedies for all of the things that she is, that this person is complaining about and is going to this doctor about. And this, and so, long story short, this person's checkup comes, and keep in mind, this person's like, yeah, well, okay, yeah, sure. In her very sweet, loving way, she's like, yeah, I don't know, I don't know about that witchcraft. That's just silly talk. That's witchcraft. Oh yeah, you're gonna eat this magical berry, and this berry's gonna make you not sick anymore, huh? Okay, what do you call this berry, huh? Blueberries? Oh, yeah, right. So anyway, time goes by. She finally actually starts listening to my wife and does the natural thing, because the pills are making her feel like crap. And once she does, after a while, she's starting to feel pretty good. Pretty nice. Everything's going great. Then after that, what happens? I go to my doctor. This is what happens. She goes to her doctor, and lo and behold, all of the things that they were measuring for are perfect. And the doctor literally looks at her and goes, I was going to raise your prescription. Like, literally, this guy goes to her, tells her that without even looking at her, without even looking at anything, he had already planned to raise her prescription. I was going to raise your prescription, essentially because I know this thing, as people are on this, that's what normally happens. But everything looks great. Keep doing what you're doing. So we get a text from this person saying, I'm a believer. It works. The natural stuff works. This is amazing. Yada, 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 yada. All right. And so because this person decided not to listen to the authorities, not to do what everyone else was doing, not to just blindly take whatever it is the authority wanted her to take, she is doing amazing and feeling amazing. So what's the point of this? Is it that we shouldn't listen to people who are in authority or know more than us? No. However, you have to use your own brain. But more importantly, there are things. Look, if you were to go, say you've been eating like crap. Say you've been eating like crap for years, and you got sick, and you want to start taking a natural remedy. The likelihood of it actually working is going to be very low. The natural remedy, for the most part. Why? Because your system itself has been compromised. Okay? If you're eating like crap, if you're basically eating dog food from places like McDonald's and Burger King and all these other places, or even just half foods, we'll just call them half foods, where they have, all this other crap and filler that's inside of them, your gut, your stomach is being compromised, which then it compromises everything else in your system. Okay? So the beauty of the pill industry is that all these symptoms you have, these pills are able to essentially mask or alleviate these symptoms, these nasty feelings that you're doing, but at the same time, everything's still compromised. Okay? And so here's the real point behind this, is that in a lot of ways, your system, not just your health system, but your system in your business is compromised. You have been led to believe that your business should run a certain way. You should hire certain people. You should bring on new software. You should have this type of margin. You should have all of these things because that's what everybody else does or what everybody else has. And so immediately your system is compromised. And so when you start listening, because that is the traditional way of doing it, if you run a restaurant, this is how you run a restaurant. If you have a franchise, this is how you run a franchise. If you have a packing company, this is how you run a packing company. If you have that in your mind and you just blindly follow, then you end up in two areas. One, you end up being like everybody else, which maybe in some circumstances that's great. If everyone else is a trillionaire, great. Doesn't happen quite often. Or you end up dead or depressed. Your business-wise. So right now, in your life, in your business, what are you doing that is the result of simply listening to other people? No research on your own, no innovation on your own. It's simply because that's the way it is. I challenge you to relook at everything that you're doing in your business and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? I have a friend who is also a client named Matt from Camrock Oil and Supply. His biggest competitor has hundreds of people. Hundreds of people. He does close in revenue, and it's him, his wife, a few salespeople, his VSA that he has from Freedom in 5 Minutes and Prosulum, and a couple of drivers. That's it. That's it. And he rivals his competition because he didn't follow what they said or what the industry says you need to follow. So this is Dean Soto, Freedom in 5 Minutes. Go check out freedomin5minutes.com. Go check out the masterclass there. Go check out everything on there. And it may just change the way you look at your business. All right, freedomin5minutes.com. I will see you in the next Freedom in 5 Minutes episode.
Thanks for listening to the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Now, head over to www.freedomin5minutes.com and register for our free masterclass and discover how to start systemizing and automating your entire business 5 minutes at a time. We'll see you next time on the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast.